What's good, everyone? Jets take off. The Jets are going to be taking on another AFC team who will probably be fighting for a wild card spot with the Jets. So this game is very important against the Los Angeles Chargers. So what do the Jets need to do in order to win this game, both on offense and defense? And who are some players to look out for specifically? The offense, the elephant in the room, we've got to score touchdowns. Enough with field goals. Touchdowns win games. We need some red zone efficiency versus this Chargers team that is susceptible to giving up touchdowns. And this Chargers team is also known for letting teams back into games and playing games closer than they really should be. So the Jets should be competitive. I have full faith in the defense. I feel like we match up very well against the Chargers, but offensively versus this Chargers defense, the Jets are banged up on the offensive line. Joe Tippmann is looking like he might play. Now, will he actually? I'm not sure. Laken Tomlinson is hurt. He might actually miss a game, so the interior of the offensive line is going to be very shaky this week. And I have a feeling that the Chargers are going to move either Khalil Mack or Joey Bosa inside, and the Chargers pass rush is very good. That's the thing to watch out for, is the Chargers D-line versus the Jets banged up offensive line. So, I mean, we didn't see it last week. Zach Wilson, he's got to get the ball out quicker. And the thing is the Chargers do have a worse secondary than the Giants, in my opinion. So hopefully that bodes well for Zach getting the ball out and seeing guys open. But, I mean, it's about time that Zach Wilson starts throwing guys open. Throw some anticipation. Play better. Because really, the quarterback's got to step up when the offensive line is knocked down a little bit. Zach Wilson has to elevate and rise to the occasion, and that also means that the play calling has to get better from Nathaniel Hackett. Enough with the short throws all the time. I get wanting to get the ball out quick in time, but Zach Wilson has shown as well that he excels at pushing the ball down the field. I mean, we saw it last week against the Giants in that last drive. Zach looked comfortable throwing deep in the intermediate parts of the field. So Nathaniel Hackett's really got to adjust and call more deep shots versus this Chargers secondary that does give up some explosives here and there, because the Jets have the weapons to do so. And I think that getting the ball out quick is a good strategy, but you need to complement that with shots down the field. There's no excuses. I will be sick to my stomach if the Jets aren't calling any deep shots and we're not testing that Chargers secondary, because we should be. 1,000,000%. Setting up the run, too, in this game is also very key. The Chargers have been good at stopping the runs, but I do expect the Jets to try and run the football, and that includes Zach using his legs, too, because the Chargers, I mean, they're going to be rushing Zach, trying to sack him. That'll create a lot of running lanes for Zach Wilson, but the Jets wide receivers, they should play well against this Chargers secondary I wouldn't say they're that good. They have some quality players, but they definitely are not a top defensive unit. Now, as it comes to the Jets' defense against the Chargers' offense, Justin Herbert's the main guy to look at, obviously, but I actually like how the Jets match up. The Chargers' offensive line has been inconsistent for sure, too, almost like the Jets to a certain extent. So creating pressure on Justin Herbert is, I mean, it's self-explanatory, but that's very important to winning this football game or not. The Jets' defense has kept them in all of the games this season, except for the Cowboys one, and it's probably won them almost all of them. You know, we can't really expect the Jets' defense to continue to do this. So I expect the Jets' defense to hold the Chargers to 20 or less points, but the offense has got to complement that, because the Jets match up so well against the Chargers on defense. I mean, the pass rush versus the Chargers' offensive line, Jets' defensive line, they get the nod. Jets' secondary versus the Chargers' wide receivers, they especially get the secondary too. I mean, Sauce Gardner, DJ Reed against an older Keenan Allen and Quentin Johnston and Josh Palmer. I mean, hey, I like the Jets' odds at limiting the passing game. And the one thing that I think the Chargers could exploit from the Jets is the tight end room, whether it's Gerald Everett or it's also Donald Parham. Donald Parham's a guy to look for in the red zone, might score a touchdown. 6'8". 6'8". The Jets have given up the most receiving touchdowns to tight ends, so that is something that the Jets have got to get figured out. Whether it's double covering a guy that big in Donald Parham or whatever that Jeff Ulbrich wants to do, but the tight ends are definitely going to be utilized for the Chargers against the Jets, because because the Jets struggle to cover tight ends just like years past. So that's the one weak spot from this Jets defense, in my opinion, that I think the Chargers will exploit. I don't have too much faith in the Chargers running game to really just blow the waters out of the Jets. I think Austin Eckler, he's not really that good of a running back. Josh Kelly, different story. Maybe the Chargers could get a lot of yards on the running game, but I expect the Jets to make stops on defense. So it really does rely on the offense to move the ball. Enough is enough. It is week 9, I believe. The Jets offense has to show up in this game. It has to. If not, it's on Zach Wilson. It's on Nathaniel Hackett. And when the Jets lose a game where the defense does everything right, that's when we're going to have the same problems as the Jets did last year when all the fingers were pointed at Zach Wilson. Because, yeah, he's gotten a lot better this season for sure. But if the offense isn't moving, I mean, guys are going to naturally say, well, it's the quarterback's fault. And then the team's also going to turn on Nathaniel Hackett, too, and be like, well, the Denver Broncos offense sucked last year. Why is the Jets offense sucking this year? It must be you. So this is a really big game against a Chargers defense that they're good, but they're not great by any means. And the thing is, they give up a lot of big plays. The Chargers are known for choking games. If the Jets don't keep this a one-score game, and if their offense doesn't give the if the Jets offense doesn't put up at least like 17 points, and that, I feel like the bar is so low. Like that's like Josh McDaniels type bar of how low of points we want to score. I mean, the Jets offense has the personnel and talent too to put up a lot of points, and it's a home game at MetLife, by the way. Jets Chargers at MetLife. Jets fans should be packing the house. If we lose in front of all the fans, it would be a disaster, and then we'll start having a lot of questions about quarterback because that's what happens when the offense struggles. Quarterback gets blamed the most. So let me know, Jets fans, what are you looking for in this game against the Chargers? And then this is key, too, for the standings. I mean, seriously, if we're talking about a wild card spot down the line and the Chargers are winning games, they could have tiebreaker over the Jets and they could make it in the playoffs. So that's why this game is even more important for the New York Jets to win this game and be competent on offense. I'm begging. So let me know, Jets fans, what do you expect to see versus the Chargers? What do you want to see? Give me your predictions. Let me know all in the comments down below, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.